Now, the second one's a real super important one, and often one that people get a little bit lazy with, but it's really just so incredibly important, which is just get rid of any short-term debt that you've got. So short-term debt would be defined by things like credit card debt, store cards, afterpay type products, car loans, anything like that, which is outside of like your mortgage debt. Now, the reason why we want to get rid of any short-term debt, because how the heck are we meant to grow our wealth? We were giving money to Visa and the store cards and the car loans and all this sort of stuff. This is money coming out of our income being used to just pay for stuff. So one of the most important principles that I want everyone to learn is that we use our own money to solve our own problems. Now, if you're buying stuff on credit, you're using other people's money to solve your problems. And this only gets you in a worse situation later, and it's the beginning of kind of bad habits, right? So you might have heard of something called a debt avalanche, or maybe you've heard of something called a debt snowball. These are two different methodologies for paying off short-term debt. And just really briefly, what they mean is that if you're doing the debt avalanche, you would basically make a list of all the short-term debts that you've got from the highest interest rate to lowest interest rate, and you'd throw as much money as possible at the one that's got the highest interest rate. And when that one's paid off, you'd go to the next one and the next one and the next one, and so on, and it just keeps getting bigger each time, right? So that's an avalanche. And a debt snowball is when you make a list of all your short-term debts from smallest to biggest, just the smallest debt to the biggest debt, and you just ignore what the interest rates are, and then you just start off with the smallest one and you get rid of that. You pay maximum on that, you pay minimum on everything else. And then when that smallest one's gone, all the money that was going towards that one goes on to debt number two, and then you throw everything at that, and so on, right? That's a debt snowball. And the debt snowball actually is psychologically better, so you feel like you're winning. So we usually encourage people to go debt snowball. If you don't have any short-term debt right now, give yourself a pat on the back. If you've got short-term debt right now, then this will be one of your priorities to get rid of after you've got your $2,000 starter emergency fund.